and that's how it will look on a full screen. It looks beautiful. That's the profile setting we can click and open. You can type the emails, descriptions, websites, Facebook, Twitter, and the address, and upload. Hey everyone, hope all of you are doing great, and welcome back to this full stack NFT marketplace project video. So if you haven't saved the playlist, I will link in the I button in the description so you can save that, so you can keep yourself update whenever I will upload the video. So in the last video we had built our NFT details page. In this video we're going to build the user account page. Okay, so I have opened the project in the code editor. Make sure you do that. Follow the general convention. We have to create the page, so we'll call it, let's say, account, and let's type RAFCE. Close that, and we have to create the CSS file, account.modules.css. Simply we have to import that CSS file here, internal import, and that's coming from the style folder. Okay, style/account. Okay, so close that one. Now let's click on the main directory, and we have to create a folder, and this folder is for the account. Well, so we'll call it account page. Inside that we'll create another folder. This will call form. Okay, and we have to create the JSS file for this form, and we have to create the CSS file for this as well. Okay, nothing new, following general convention. Okay, now let's type RAFCE, and now we have to import that, and that's coming from the same directory. Okay, let's close that one, and close this one as well. And now we can come to the pages and go to the account page, and let's start working on this. So first thing we have to do is to import the use state coming from React, and use memo, use callback, and we have to use context, and we have to import the image, and we have to import the use drop zone, and that's coming from, and I remember that we haven't installed the drop zone. Okay, this will allow us to drop the images. Okay, so we're going to use this package. Let's open up the terminal, and let's split the terminal, and let's come here I'm on the npm, so react dropzone.org, and this is the package we are using for dropping the images. So make sure you install this package. Simply copy that and come back to the code and install this. This will take a little bit of time, and here we have installed the packages. Now simply clear a terminal, and here we're going to import that. So let's call it react drop zone. Let's come here. We have to import all the images, so we have inside the image folder. Now we have to import the, let's say, form component, and that's coming from the account page.form component. Okay, so in this page we need only one component. That's why I have not created the extra file that's like component index file for the account page. Okay, so I'm directly importing that form here. So that's the form component we have, and that's the internal external import. Now let's come here and let's bring this down. We have to take this use state, and this will call file URL. So when someone will upload the images, that's the data we want to store in this. Okay, file URL, and initially it would be null, and we have to remove that, and we're going to do the enter return, and inside that we're going to have a div. It will have a class called style dot, let's say, account, and that will have a div. It will have a call a style account dash info, and that we're going to have this h1, and we'll say profile setting. Remove that comma and come down. We have to take this, come back to the original application, and we have to copy this text. Okay, simply remove that, go to this account page, and you can see, copy that and come back and paste here. So that's the paragraph. Now we can come down here. We'll take a div. It will have a class called style dot account dash box, and that will have a div. It will call class style account box image, and that will have the image. So we'll have the image. So before we take the image, we have to take this input. Okay, and it would be a blank, and down below we'll have the image. So we have to provide the source image, and we'll say, let's say, user one. It will have the all tags as well. So account upload will have the width is going to be 150, height is going to be 150, and we have to assign the class as well. So style dot, let's call it account box image. Okay, so that's the images we have. Now here we're going to take a p tag, and we'll say change image. Okay, it will have a class called style dot account box image para. Now we have to take a div. It will have a class called style dot account box form, and that we're going to render this form component. Okay, So that's the entire JSX for this account.js file page. Okay, simply come here and visit the application, and right now you can see this is how it will look. Okay, profiles, data, and let's come here and close this one and go to this component. Okay, and in that we have to do the changes in the navigation on the URL. Okay, so click on this, go to the discover menu, and here we're going to do the changes. So we need to only add this account, remove this one setting. Okay, and click on this discovery, go to the collections, click on this collection, and here we are on the collection. But now we can click on this account setting and you can see it's working fine. Okay, things are looking good. Now let's come back, close this one, and we can simply come here and go to this. Let's come here and go to this account page and form section, and now we can start working on this form. Okay, so now we have to import couple of things. So first thing, we need to have the icons. So outline mail, that's coming from React Icons HI. Now we have to import the icons MD outline HTTP, and that's coming from icon MD. And we have to import one more, outline content copy. We have to import that TI social Facebook, and that's coming from React icon TI. And we need to import one more. This is gone of social Twitter. This becomes linked Instagram, sorry. And we have to import the button component, and that's coming from the same component index. Okay, so that's the internal external import we have. Now simply remove that. We'll take a div and we'll have a class called style dot form, and that we will have the div, it will have a class called form dash box, and that will have a form itself. We'll remove that, okay, for the time being, and that we're going to have a div, it will have a class called, let's say, style, let's say dot form box input, and that will have this label and we'll call it name, and here we call it user name. Okay, down below we'll have this input, and type is going to be text, placeholder is going to be, say, let's say Shoaib Bhai. Okay, and it will have a class called style form box input username. Okay, now we'll come down, we'll have another div, it will have a class called style form box input, and that will have the label, we'll call it email, sorry. And here we're going to take the div, it will have a class called style box input box, and that we're going to have this div, it will have a class called style dot form box input box icon, and that will have the icon. So let's have that icon to outline mail, and here down below we're going to take the input tag, and placeholder is going to be, let's say, email. Okay, so that's the second input box. Close this one, close this one. Now let's come down, we'll take another div, will have a class called style dot form box input, and we'll have the label to descriptions and description. And down below we're going to have this text area, and initially row is going to be, let's say, 6. Okay, and we'll have the placeholder will say something, type something about yourself in few words. Okay, so that's the text area. Now simply come down, we'll have a div, we'll have a class called style dot form box input, and that will have the label, we'll say website. And down below we'll have a div, it will have a class called form box input. Okay, and in that we would have another div, it will have the class called, let's say, form box icon, and we'll have the icon itself. In that down below we're going to take the input tag, and let's remove that input, and we'll say placeholder is going to be, let's say, website. Okay, now let's come down, come here, and we will take another div, it will have a class called style dot form box input social. Down below we'll have another div, it will have the class called style, and that we're going to take this label and we'll call it, let's say, Facebook, and here we have to type Facebook. Down below we'll take a div, it will have a class called style docs box input, and that will have the icon, so we'll call it TI social. And here we're going to take the input, and it will have a type to text, and placeholder is going to be, let's say, we'll give this demo data, so it should be, let's say, Shoaib Bhai. Okay, simply close this one and copy and replicate 3 times, and here we have to change this to Twitter, and this become Twitter, and and this icon become Twitter. Close this one, and we have to replicate one more time. This will become, let's say, Instagram, and this will become Instagram. Okay, so these are the three social media URLs. Okay, we're going to take from here. Come down, we'll have a div. It will have a class called style dot form box input. In that, we're going to have the label, and we'll call it wallet, and let's call it address. Okay, in that we'll have a div. It will have a class called style box input box. In that we'll have another div. It will have the class of the icon. So icon, in that we're going to have the icon. So the icon we want to display here is outline HTTP, and we're going to come out of the div, and we're going to have this input, and placeholder is going to be, let's say, our wallet address. So okay, that's how it will look. Copy. So this is the placeholder I'm giving, random address. Okay, so that's the address we have here. Let's come down, we'll have another div. It will have a class called style dot input box icon, and in that we're going to have this icon. Copy. Okay, so let's come down, we'll have a div. It will have a class called style dot box button, and in that we're going to have the button. So we have the button component, so remove that button component, and then we have to send the props. So we'll call it, let's say, upload profile, and it will have 100 click functions, and it will also have a class. So custom class we are providing. Okay, button class. Okay, that looks pretty cool. So with this we are done with this entire JSX. Let's have a look. So close all this component. So come here, and so altogether we have 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 5 6 7. Okay, so we are done with this, and now here we are in the account.js, and now we have to use this drop zone. Okay, because we are not using that, let's use the drop zone, and let's write the function for that. So what we can do, let's come here, and we'll take a const, we'll call it on drop. We'll take this use callback, and it's going to be async function, because when we receive the data with this, it's going to be an async function. Okay, so we'll type it expect and file. Okay, and we have to call this function, and we want to set the URL to the exec file, the first file. Okay, and with this empty array. Okay, so that's the function. Now we'll come down, and we have to import couple of things from drop zone. So this is going to be a get props, and if you want to know more about this drop zone package, you can easily visit the documentations, and you can know everything that how you can utilize this. There is a lot of property which you can explore, and that's always a good idea to know that how this work. Okay, so you can read more about it. So this is the one props we have to get this input props, and that's coming from use drop zone. So we have to give this, and we have to call the function. In that we're going to provide the object. So what are the first object is going to be the function. Okay, and we have to provide the size accept file. So what are the files we want to accept? So we want to accept all the images. Okay, so we'll say image slash this star. Okay, and we have to define the size. So what size? So this is the number we want to take. So this is the standard number, which most of the time you will find in the high scale application. So that's the standard digit I'm using here. So that's the props we have here. Now we can simply copy this and props, copy this props, and let's come down here, and we're going to call on the div. Okay, so in this div we're going to call that prop. So take this dynamic block, and that we're going to call the props. Okay, so that's how we have to call the prop. And now let's complete that, and we have to call this on the input, because it's an input prop. Okay, and we have to call it. So things are looking pretty good. And if we come back to the application, and here you can see, if we click on this, we can easily able to open our image uploading folder. Okay, so from your directory you can easily able to save the image. Okay, you can click and you can open. Okay, you can click and you can open. Okay, it's working fine. Now let's come back here. So we are done with this entire JSX and all the functionality. So things are looking pretty cool. Okay, and you will see the real magic when we'll connect our smart contract and create the NFT, and when we'll get the data from the IPFS. Because when someone will upload the data, first what we will do, we're going to upload that image or in the entire data to the IPFS, and from there we're going to fetch it and store into the smart contract as well as in the backend. Okay, So you will see the real magic when we going to display this entire dynamic data from the smart contract. Okay, so that's looking absolutely perfect. No problems we have here. Close this one, and now we can start working on the CSS file. So let's come back to the account model CSS and make it side by side, and let's target the account. Width is going to be 100%. Margin block is going to be 6 RAM. Account info is going to width is going to be 50%. Margin 0 auto. Border bottom is going to be 1 pixel solid var, and we have the shadow dark color. Okay, that looks good. That's how it will look. Let's come down. We'll target the account info h1, and font size is going to be 4 RAM, and line height is going to be 0.5. Account P is going to be, let's say, font size is going to be 1.3 RAM, and width is going to be 80% on a desktop mode, and line height is going to be 1.2 RAM, and padding is going to be bottom 0.5 RAM. So that's how it will look. Let's target the account box, and we'll say width is going to be 50%. Margin 0 auto. Display is going to be grid, and grid template column 1FR and 5FR, and margin top is going to be 3 RAM. Gap is going to be 3 RAM. Align item flex start. So that's how it will look. Let's add a account boss image. Margin top is going to be 2 RAM. Cursor pointer, positions relative, and text align center. Account box image border is going to be 5% border, 50% border radius. Account box image para, this will become font size is going to be, let's say, 700 bolder, and font width is going to be 700, and font size is going to be 1.2 RAM. Line height is going to be 0. So save it, and that's how it will look. You can see bold. Now let's come down. We'll take the media query, and we'll say max width is going to be 35 em, and that we're going to target that info. We'll say width is going to be 90%. We'll target the account box. Width is going to be, let's say, 90%. Grid template column 1FR. That's how it will look. Pretty cool. Okay, it's looking pretty decent. And let's come here, and we have to take this h1. We'll say font size is going to be 1.2 RAM. Okay, we'll go to this font h1. Let's make it 2. Okay, that's look cool. And we'll target the font information P. We'll target the font size is going to be 1 RAM, and here let's make it 100. Okay, width is going to be 100, and let's make it 90. That looks good. And let's come here in the para, and here we have to make it to, let's say, copy that, and here we have to make it to 100%. Okay, so that looks pretty cool on a mobile device. Pretty cool. So things are looking good on mobile device. You can see it's responsive, and that's how it will look on a tablet. We're gonna fix it and make it more responsive. Okay, that's how it will look on a desktop. Pretty good. I can see the beauty. I hope you guys can see the beauty I can see. Okay, it's looking beautiful. Now what we can do, we are done with this. And let's close this one and come here, come back to the form, and start styling this one. So let's copy this, what we have called form. Okay, now let's come here. We have to target the form. So let's say width is going to be 100%. Font box is going to be, let's say, input. Margin top is going to be 2 RAM, and form box input label is going to be, display is going to be block. Width is going to be 100%. Margin left is going to be 1 RAM, and font width is going to be 700. Font size is going to be 1.3 RAM. That looks pretty good. Now let's target the input username. Width is going to be 100%. Border 1 pixel solid var, and we'll have our icon color. Padding is going to be 1 RAM. Border radius 1 RAM. Background color transparent. Margin top 0.5 RAM, and outline is going to be none. Save it, and that's how you can see it looks beautiful. We having getting that style, looking beautiful. Let's come down. We have to target the font box input placeholder, and font size 1.2 RAM. Color is going to be our, let's say, icon color. We'll target the form box input box, and width is going to be, let's say, 100%. Border 1 pixel solid var, and we have our icon color. Border radius is going to be 1 ram. Align item center, and gap is going to be 1 ram. Outline, let's say, overflow hidden. So that looks pretty good. You can see all the inputs looks nice, having this nice border. We'll target the box icon, and font size is going to be 2 ram, and background color to be the icon color, and padding is going to be 0.5 ram, and color itself is going to be our main BG color. Okay, that looks pretty good, but we have some issues. So display is going to be great, and cursor is going to be a pointer. Okay, we have some issue in the icon, we're going to fix that. Okay, let's work on this icon. We'll come down, we're going to target that box input itself, and we'll say width is going to be 90%. Border 0, and background color is going to be transparent, and outline is going to be none. So that looks pretty awesome, you can see that. And we'll simply come down, we'll target the, let's say, form input text area, and width is going to be 100%, and border color, background color is transparent, outline is going to be none, and border radius is going to be 1 ram, padding is going to be 1 ram. So that looks pretty awesome. Okay, let's come up here, and here we need to provide that, let's say, where it is here, we have to provide the display is going to be flex. Okay, now you can see it's look perfect. So I forgot to add this display flex, and here see, this looks beautiful. We have this nice form style, so it's looking good. Now we can come down, we target the form box input social, and let's say grid temp display is going to be grid, and grid template column repeat 3 1fr, and we'll have a gap of 1 ram. So that's how it will look on a desktop. We have this 3 in a row, and we have this font box btn, and margin is going to be 4 ram and 0 ram. And we'll take this custom style button, and we'll target that button is going to be 100% width, and display is going to be flex, justify, content center, and font size is going to be 1.5 ram. So that looks pretty awesome, you can see. Pick on a full screen, and here you can see it looks absolutely stunning. So it's on media query, this is how it will look. We're gonna fix it, but this is how it will look on desktop. On a full screen, this is how it will look, perfectly designed. We have to fix this change image, and this looks really good. You can see this look beautiful, this looks, this form. So this looks good, and we have to fix on this breakpoint. So let's come here, add the media query, target the max width is going to be 35 em, and we're going to target this social first, and we'll say grid template column, it's 1fr on a mobile device. So that's how it will look on a mobile, and let's make it, and that looks pretty good. And that's on a, how it will look in a 3 row, and here, and that's how it will look on a big screen. Let's come here, and we'll take the second breakpoint, and this will be, min is going to be 425 pixels, and the max is going to be, let's say, what we have here, 768 pixels. Okay, we're going to target that, and we'll say 1fr 2fr 1fr 1fr. Okay, and let's come here, and simply, so what we have here, let's come back here, go to the css file, and come here, and all we have to do is simply grab this css file. Okay, says this one, copy this, and come put this account one and paste here, and here we have to do the changes. Simply copy this entire css, okay, and paste here, and now it looks perfect. You can see now it looks beautiful, both on tablet and a bigger screen. Okay, that looks pretty good, and the only changes we have to do is this in search bit, and this one is also working fine. You can see, you can click and you can open it, and that's the fix we have to do, a little bit fix. So here we are, and on the account page, and let's come here on the account page. So this is the profile, it's fine. Let's scroll down, and here we have that account box image para. So that's the class where it is, and here we have that. Let's make it 1 ram, and let's save it. Now it looks perfect. Okay, this looks perfect, and that's how it will look on a full screen. It looks beautiful. That's the profile setting we have. We can click and open, You can type the emails, descriptions, websites, Facebook, Twitter, and the address and upload. Things are looking beautiful, and we can easily able to navigate to different pages, socials, and we have that search page. It's looking fine. We have this author. That looks also good. We have this NFT details, and this is the details page. It's also looking good, which we had built in the last video. Okay, and this is the account page. Okay, that's what we have built here. It looks pretty good and awesome. You can click and you can open this folder, and that looks pretty good. All the things are looking fine. Let's have a look final time. Okay, it's working. Things are looking good. So everything's looking fine. Now let's come back to the code, close all the folders, files, make it on full screen, and now we can upload this code to the GitHub. Okay, simply delete this folder, open up your terminal and stop the application from running. Simply stop it and type git init and git add dot, hit enter. Let's come back to here and click open GitHub, create a new repo. We'll call it NFT marketplace, and it will become upload NFT page. Okay, hit enter and simply copy that and paste here. Okay, hit enter, copy, paste, copy, paste, and copy, paste. So this will take a little bit time to upload the code, so just wait. It's loading, and reload the browser, and here you can find we have that account page, and that we have the one component we have created, and it's looking pretty good. And come back to the code, and finally we have done with this entire account page. Hope you guys have found this valuable, and make sure to save the playlist, because whenever I upload the new video, that's all will go in that, so you guys cannot miss any videos in this project. Okay, so make sure you save the playlist, hit the like and subscribe to my channel. That will motivate me a lot, and that's the only thing I want to say. And we have built this beautiful account page. Okay, in the next video we're going to build the NFT upload page. Okay, so with that said, now let's move for the next video. Have a wonderful day.